Hey everyone, welcome back to John's Watch. Today I'm taking a look at a new visual novel called Adventure of a Lifetime. And this game was released on Steam on April 26, 2018. Wow, a recent game, amazing, I'm so good at this. It's developed and published by MoeNovel, who also did If My Heart Had Wings and the other recently released game, Sky Full of Stars. This one coming very, very quickly after Sky Full of Stars. Its regular price is $14.49 Canadian, about $12 US, or your regional equivalent. So this is another coming-of-age visual novel that's it's part of the coming-of-age collection, apparently, which includes the other two games, If My Heart Had Wings and A Sky Full of Stars. This one's all about deep-sea diving. All the games seem to have just this little, I don't know, this like very obscure kind of theme, but it works really well. Like, If My Heart Had Wings was all about making planes, Sky Full of Stars was astronomy, and now this one's just about diving. So as always, the art looks awesome. Let's have a look and click on this dolphin. Indeed. It's true that I grew up in the middle of a totally unremarkable commuter town. A commuter town, obviously. Like I said. When people ask me that, it's the ocean that springs to mind. Even now I can see the endless blue expanse stretching out as far as the eye can see. My mind is right there in those beautiful clear waters. Splish. Somewhere near the bottom. Even down here, light from the surface still reaches me. The sparkling rays of the sun illuminate the otherworldly scenery. So quiet, so peaceful. And even as fish swim by, it feels like I'm drifting through the sky. But then I start swimming after her. Wait up, Chisa. As I struggle to keep up, Chisa turns to me. She says while making a teasing gesture. I can't help but wonder how she swims like that. It's like watching a sea creature in the wild. She's so at home in the water. I've never been a great swimmer myself, so I can only try to keep up. So why would I even consider the bottom of the sea as my home, too? To be honest, I don't really get it myself. I guess my memories of the sea are just much more vivid than anything on land. I'll probably never experience anything like it in my life again. It's something my grandpa always used to say. Life is adventure. It was that attitude that suddenly took him away to a tropical island. My grandpa really loved that ocean. As I watched the bubbles float away from me, I noticed the sun's rays filter down through the water. The ocean floor looks pretty, but that beauty has a cruel edge to it. Humans didn't evolve to survive in that kind of environment. Maybe that's why it's easy to feel lonely when you're at the bottom. Just what would happen if I were left down here all alone? Lucky for me, I'm not alone. I have a buddy, the girl tugging insistently on my arm. Even years after journeying through that deep blue, I can still remember how her touch always kept me calm. That might explain why. Why when I see the ocean I feel like I've come home. There's that moment just before dawn, where the sky gradually lightens. The ship was cutting through the gentle waves, sailing further into the Pacific. Unable to sleep, I left my second-class cabin and its rock-hard mattress behind to take a walk. Sure is nice and cool this time of day. The smell of the salty air brought back all kinds of memories of summers past. But it'd be another 6 hours until the boat arrived at the island. 6 hours wasn't a lot compared to the 4 years I'd been away, but with nothing to do I was really bored. Feeling restless, I went up on deck. Huh? Someone else is here? I didn't think I'd run into any other passengers at this hour. But it's a grill. But over by the deck railing was a girl looking out toward the horizon. The sea breeze was blowing her hair around. Her hair was pale blonde, but it looked natural. From what I could see of her face, she didn't look Japanese. She was very pretty. I A beautiful girl silhouetted against all the colors of the pre-dawn sky. It was like something out of a movie. The only thing that felt out of place were her clothes. Why the school uniform? Those sailor-style uniforms were common in the city, and she looked about my age, so she was probably in high school. Could she be a foreign exchange student? All the way out here? I just couldn't figure it out. The girl finally seemed to notice me. Hello? She ignored me and turned away. Maybe I should have just left her alone. Maybe you can't understand me. Should I try another language? I don't know how to say good morning, though. Oh, why is that only through the right? That's kind of weird. The girl said in flawless Japanese. I don't know why it's only in one ear. That's really weird. She sounded irritated. It must be annoying when someone assumes you don't speak their language just because of your appearance. I guess that was pretty rude of me. I'm sorry. She went back to gazing out across the water, her expression still a little sad. Oh, so there's an option for left-right audio division. If it's on, it reflects the on-screen position of characters. It's kind of weird, honestly. I'm going to turn it off. That's weird. Oh. The boat we were on was a ferry service. It was taking us to the Ogasawara Islands from Tokyo, but it would take 24 hours. Look at this little thingy we've got here. Ogasawara Islands. The passengers were mostly tourists, people traveling for pleasure. I guess that included me too. But this girl was different. She didn't look like she was here for fun. What brings you to Ogasawara? Guess she doesn't want to talk. But I'm nothing if not persistent. I'm going there to visit my grandma. It's been 4 years since I saw her last. Still no response. So, you ever been diving? Scuba, I mean. You know, with the tanks and stuff? You should give it a try. There are places around here you can go even if you're not licensed. The atmosphere just seemed to get more awkward the more I spoke. Just as I was starting to regret saying anything in the first place, I finally got a response. Then why come here? I blurted out without thinking. If you didn't like the ocean, then Ogasawara was not the place for you. The blonde girl fell silent again, deep in thought. As if on cue, a sudden noise rang out, snapping her out of her reverie. The girl took her ringing smartphone out of her pocket and glared at the screen. With one last disgusted look at the device that dared to disrupt her quiet thoughts, she raised her hand above her head and swung her arm forward. Splish. Hey! And her phone flew from her hand out into the sea. The piercing ringtone became more and more distant before it vanished completely. What do you think you're doing? That's not the point. The ocean's not your trash can. She probably wasn't expecting me to call her out on littering. Think about the damage to the environment. Oh man, now we're too far away to get it back. I leaned over the handrail as far as I could, but there was no chance of getting the phone back. After an uncomfortable silence, she grumbled a complaint. I guess she just needed to let off some steam. You know, ocean is pretty much all there is in Ogasawara. What's she doing in this boat if she doesn't like the sea? A gust of wind blew toward us. Brushing her long blonde hair out of her face, the girl spoke again. After that, she said no more. She just stared out at the sky as dawn turned into day. I could tell she wanted to be alone, so I decided to head back to my cabin. Before leaving the deck, I took one last look at this enigmatic girl. Our journey to get back something precious lost at sea. It sounded like a silly reason for a trip, but there was something in her expression that told me she was dead serious. Even as I walked back to my cabin, I couldn't wipe that girl's serious face from my mind. Adventure of a lifetime. Something about the ocean. It was 11:34 a.m. After a quiet voyage, the ferry docked in Futami Port on Chichijima, the transport hub of Ogasawara. Alright, finally here. I stepped off the boat, glad to have my feet on solid ground again. The port was packed with tourists just arriving and locals coming to welcome them. I glanced over the crowd of people standing with what looked like hotel signs in their hands. Someone was supposed to be meeting me here. A no-show, huh? Oh well. It's not like this was my first time here. I already knew where to go. As I was walking down a familiar road, a crowd of people came forward to question the ferry's passengers. From what I could make out, they were looking for someone, and not just take them to their hotel. I wonder what's going on. It was none of my business, really. Or so I thought. That's when I caught sight of a girl hiding in the shadows, doing her best to sneak away unnoticed. Hey, aren't you... It was the girl in the sailor uniform I'd seen on deck early this morning.
Oh, そこの君!
One older man fought through the crowd and made his way toward us. The blonde girl behind me flinched reflexively.
マチコさんとこのヒロ君かい?
Huh? Oh yeah. Yeah, hi, how are you? I used to see this guy around all the time back when I visited the islands more often.
やっぱり大きくなったな.
It's good to see you again. What's going on here?
ちょっと人探しを頼まれててね。金髪のハーフの女の子見なかったかい?
Well, she's actually right behind me. But I couldn't bring myself to rat her out. At this rate, they'd find her soon anyway.
お、ヒロ君、その子は...
And just like that, she was caught. Oh, her? This is, you see...
お兄ちゃん。
Huh?
お兄ち
Oh, right, of course. Yeah, this is my younger sister. Sure is nice weather today, huh?
ゃん。そうね、お兄ちゃん。
Our eyes and hair were completely different colors. We didn't look the least bit alike.
ヒロ君、妹さんなんかいたっけ?
Yeah, well, this is the first time I've brought her to Ogasawara. She was looking forward to summer vacation so much she even dyed her hair. Such a brat. Ha 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 ha. The man's eyes were boring into me now. Well, we'd better get going. Lots to do today. Come on, sis.
お兄ちゃん。
I grabbed her hand and led her away as fast as I could without looking suspicious. Phew, okay, I think this is far enough. From the port, we headed along Omura Beach before turning into Ogamiyama Park. Oh, sorry. I realized I was still holding her hand. She blushed, rubbing her wrist gently.
助けてくれてありがとう。ヒロ君?
Hiroki Mizuno at your service. And you are?
白瀬エミリー。エミリーよ。
We met this morning, right? On the deck of the ferry. It seemed like she finally remembered me. Maybe she was too busy trying to get away to notice before. I could only wonder what she was running from all alone and still in her school uniform. Emily took a plastic bottle out of her bag and gulped down some juice. She'd really worked up a sweat during our escape. I soon realized I was just as tired. Too bad there weren't any vending machines nearby.
飲む?
Huh?
助けてくれたお礼。安くてごめんね。
Oh, thanks. I took the plastic bottle and stared at it for a moment. I wasn't used to sharing drinks with someone. I guess it must not be a big deal wherever she was from. Then again, when I first met Emily, she did bring up the fact that she's Japanese. If this was just a girl from my class, I probably wouldn't freak out so much, but she was so beautiful. Doing my best to look casual, I took a few sips. It was only orange juice, but right then it felt like the best thing I'd ever tasted. I was probably thirstier than I'd realized.
もし機会があったら、もっとちゃんとしたお礼するわね。
No, don't worry, it was nothing. All I did was grab her hand and run after all. Back at Omura Beach, there's a little spot called Machiko's Cafe. My grandma runs it and she's a really good cook. Come by sometime if you'd like.
わかった。
Emily flashed me a bright smile before turning away.
ありがとう、ヒロ君。
She looked back at me one last time before waving and quickly walking away. I watched her until she was out of sight. She looks really nice when she smiles. Compared to when I saw her on the deck, on the verge of tears, I thought this smiling face suited her better. Okay, well I think that is a good place to leave it. I know we didn't get to see Chisa, who I assume is his childhood friend. She'll probably show up very soon, I'd guess. Yeah, Emily... I guess the three of them have to go look for Emily's treasure in a shipwreck? It sounds pretty cool. That was a look at Adventure of a Lifetime. Very similar to If My Heart Had Wings and a Sky Full of Stars. They're very, very coming-of-age stories. I do like MoeNovel's games. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!